Today I'll be sharing with you basic tools that you need for your pattern drafting and cutting, as well as basic tools for sketching or illustration. We're not going to go into too many details as regards all of these tools, just basic tools. There's so many tools you need for all of this, but we're not going to be going, like I said, into too many details. Excuse me. So the first tool that you need for your pattern drafting is your pattern paper. Where I come from in Nigeria, we have two of these. There are like 3 different kinds, but what we have that's available to us is the white one. You can see it, yeah, this kind, the white and the brown. I particularly like this because it helps me, I can see clearly whenever I'm drafting my patterns, and it just has a neater look as compared to the brown. So I'd rather, opt for this when shopping for my pattern paper. Next up, you need your ruler. You need your ruler. The different types of rulers, but you can just start with this. There's a smaller kind, maybe like the 20 inches length, but you can start with one ruler or 2. Yeah, so this is for ruling your lines while drafting your patterns. Yeah. Another thing you need is your French curve. When drafting your patterns, you're going to be dealing with a lot of curvy places like your hip, your neckline, your armhole. Basically, you need your French curve. This. There are so many other curved rulers that you can use, but for starters, if you do not have the funds to invest in some other types of pattern making tools, you can actually start with this. This would give you some nice good curves while drafting. I use it, so I think you can also make use of it. You also need your tracing wheel for tracing. There are 2 types of tracing wheel. This one you can use to trace on your fabric, and this, you can see it has a sharper, sorry, can you see it? This has a sharper teeth or wheel as compared to this one. This is used more for paper, while this is used more for your fabric. But you can always improvise if you don't have any of this for tracing. You need a sellotape for your pattern paper. Because of the length of the kind of pattern papers we work with, we have to, for very long fabrics, we have to put them together using the tape or the paper glue, just for joining the papers together. So you need these tools for joining your paper, your pattern paper together. Okay. Well, you also need your tape measurements for measuring. You could measure it on paper, or you could also use your ruler, but this is also an important tool for your pattern making. You need your eraser to erase some mistakes while you draft your patterns. So you need this for that. You need your pencil for drafting. This is what you use for marking the lines or drawing the lines while you draft, so you need them. And this scissors. This is a paper scissors. You use it for cutting your paper, I would advise that you use your paper scissors to cut your paper and not your fabric scissors. Once you use your fabric scissors to cut your paper, it becomes blunt. So this should be used only to cut paper. You should have a separate scissors for cutting, right? So that's what you need for your pattern making. I'll share with you other tools that you need for cutting and then for your sketching. So for your sketching, you don't need too much. Basic tools, your ruler, a shorter ruler for drawing your lines, right, your design element and all. You could use your ruler. You need your sketch pad. You need this. This is your sketch pad. This is where you put your paper to, you know, do your drawings or your sketches. You can actually, this is like a clip, sorry, to clip your paper while you sketch. So your paper is going to take the whole of this space, and then you can now sketch on it. So you need this sketch pad. It actually opens up like this. That's for your sketching. You need also your color pencil. This is basic. Like I said, basic. You need your color pencils for you know, adding color to your sketches, maybe your dresses, or when you're rendering, you need this to add some color to maybe the body of your crookie, and the dresses, or you know, outfits that you're rendering. So you need this. What else? You need this pen. This pen is also used for outlining your sketches. You need your pencil also for drawing your sketch, and you need this also, your eraser. Just when you make mistakes, you can always correct it. So those are the basic tools you need for sketching. So we'll go over to cutting. For your fabric, this is a rotary cutter. I just newly got it. I'm still trying to get used to using it. I'm always using my scissors, but I would still show you how to use it when I try it out. But this is a rotary cutter. It's used for cutting your garment. This is a muslin. Now your muslins are, I'm sorry, this has already been serged. They come in different types of textures. Some are softer, some are harder. You use your muslins to create tests or samples. So before you actually create your final garment, you try out to test the pattern using the muslin, and then you make corrections on them before you actually go ahead to create the final garment. Yeah, so this is a muslin. They call it calico too. Yeah. This is a clipping tool used for clipping, heavy threads and all of those things. I forgot to add that in my sewing tools for sewing, but yeah, you need this as a tool. You need your fabric scissors. Like I said, you should try to use these scissors only for your fabric and not for paper. It will save you a whole lot. There are so many other types of scissors, but for basic, for starters, you can use this. And lastly, for your cutting, this is a mat. It's called a self-healing mat. You can use this to cut. So while you use your rotary cutter, you can actually cut on this, and it will save your table, your cutting table, from being damaged from using a rotary cutter. So this is a self-healing cutting mat. I also just got this, and I feel like it's going to be a very very good tool to invest in. So that's everything that I can share with you for now. I hope you've learned something. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, please share, and let us help each other to grow. I'll see you in my next video on how to use different types of sewing machine.